technology.
So here's a crazy idea I came up with. Every now and then, there's a little thing called a tax holiday where corporations who've been hoarding cash overseas are offered a one-time modest discount to bring the cash home, bring it back to the US. That way it can spur jobs, it can create new employment opportunities, they can invest in new facilities. The only problem is none of that actually happens. They don't actually hire more people. They don't actually spend the money. No, it goes into either the bank where it sits or into dividends. Now, dividends are taxed, but nowhere near like real income. I'm sorry, capital gains and dividends are taxed at a lower rate than income. And there's no payroll tax. So great, you didn't actually create jobs, you just got a massive tax break. Think it's supposed to be 30 to 40%, they pay 5 to 10%. It is a windfall for the corporations. So here's what I propose. This is going to be great. It'll never happen, and here's why. It makes too much sense. I propose a copyright holiday. Copyright is out of control. It lasts way too gosh darn long. Nobody sees the benefit from it. But the copyright holders, and I don't mean the artists could have been dead for 50 years. It's not even the grandchildren or the great-grandchildren of the artists in many cases. Look at the case of Happy Birthday. We talked about that before. Nobody involved in it is reaping any benefit. It's only stifling innovation. So let's create a copyright holiday where for, 3 months, a year, copyright is suspended. And I don't mean all copyright. Let's pick 1 year or 5 years or 5 scattered years from the past and say items from those years are for this year only, open to copyright. Anything published within this year, you get at a massively reduced rate, say 90% off the actual licensing fee. Let's see what kind of creativity you can get from that. And I bring this up because I mentioned a video. I linked to a video on Netflix Best Of on Reddit r/Netflix Best Of, and somebody said, "Oh gosh, here's a great copy of the song you should check out." And it's this wonderful mashup, which I'll play at least part of in a minute. It's 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton from the movie 9 to 5. And it's so great. It incorporates some Beyonce, some 9 to 5, some other stuff I can't even identify, and it's what mashups would be if they weren't all copywritten until sometime well into the 2050s, 2070s. So I'll play that. I'll just play it now, and we'll come back to this.
I didn't know you could get down like that, Charlie, how your angels get down like that. I didn't know you could get down like that, Charlie, how your angels get down like that. Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, for service and devotion. People think that I would deserve a bad promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get
So there you go. There it was. It's wonderful on so many levels. It's reinventive. It's interesting. It borrows the best parts. And remember, a lot of our favorite Disney tales wouldn't exist were it not for works in the public domain. But once the mouse himself started making original products, now we can't let anything go into the public domain. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, we need to have a copyright holiday. Let's see what people can come up with. Let's see if it's actually a valuable benefit. Why not? So, yeah, I mean, I guess I could segue into a hot stream, but I'll just say 9 to 5 is available on Netflix this week, or this month, or whenever. It's available right now. I recommend it highly. It's terrible. It's back when large C cups were considered the hugest boobs in the world. Science has ruined that. And while we're on the subject, working 9 to 5? 9 to 5? That's only 8 hours. Surely you get a lunch break. Are you paid for 8 hours while only working 7 and a half? Where do you work, sister? I want that job. 9 to 5. I had a 9 to 5 job. It was from 8 to 5. I also had a 9 to 5 job that was 9 to about 6:30. And I've had a lot of jobs that were 9 to 5, but they were like 9 to 7, and you got about 15 minutes for lunch, but you had to eat it at your desk. It was, labor's gotten a little more difficult in the past few years. I'm just saying. Boy, this week's podcast is going to run short.